Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an ancient art that completely blows the doors off what you think the human mind is capable of. Seriously, it looks like a superpower, but it's really a testament to the astonishing potential that's already inside every one of us, just waiting to be unlocked.
So let me ask you this. Can a human mind really perform 12 complex tasks at the same time? I mean, it sounds impossible, right? Well, let's jump back to the 19th century for a story that sounds like it's straight out of fiction. Just try to picture one person doing all of this.
So, you've got playing chess blindfolded, composing poetry on the spot, solving a magic square, keeping a running count of random bell rings, and a bunch of other things all at the same time? And get this, back in 1886, an American military officer, Colonel H.S. Olcott, actually saw a memory expert in South India pull off every single one of these feats, flawlessly. We're not talking about just juggling them, we're talking about mastering them, all at once.
Okay, so how on earth is that even possible? Is it some kind of magic trick? A 1 in a billion genetic gift? Nope. It's not a superpower you read about in comics. It's a very real, very ancient art called Avadhānam.
All right, so let's break this down. What exactly is Avadhānam? You can think of it as this incredible, live performance, completely unscripted, where a master shows off the mind's ability for extreme multitasking. And there are no tools, no notes, no help whatsoever. It's just them, their mind, and a whole bunch of really hard problems they have to solve at the same time.
And this is where it gets really interesting. It's not just a performance. It's basically a live intellectual duel. You've got the performer, the Avadhāni, who's in the hot seat, and then you have a whole group of expert scholars, the Prajnās, who are throwing these complex challenges at them. Their job is literally to push the Avadhāni to their absolute limit.
Now, the structure of the performance is just insane. The Avadhāni doesn't finish one task and then start the next one. No. They go in rounds. So they'll compose the first line of a poem for the first person, then the first line for the second person, and on and on. They have to keep all these half-finished poems and problems perfectly stored in their head. And then, at the very end, comes the grand finale, Dharana, where they have to recite everything, perfectly, from memory. If they make even one mistake, they're out. The pressure is immense.
So what does this actually look like when it's happening? Let's make this a little more real and check out the most popular form of this incredible art. It's called Ashtāvadhānam, which basically means eightfold concentration. Ashta literally means 8, and yeah, you guessed it. The performer is juggling 8 different brain-bending tasks all at once. It's like watching a mental acrobat perform.
And these aren't simple tasks either. They're wildly different. So, in one corner, they're trying to solve a super cryptic poetic riddle. Then they have to turn around and compose a poem, but, and this is a big but, they're not allowed to use certain letters. And to top it all off, there's literally a person whose only job is to heckle them with funny, random questions just to try and break their concentration. It's amazing.
Okay, let's zoom in on just one of these challenges to see how genius it is. It's called samasya. The Avadhāni is given a line of poetry that sounds like complete gibberish, just a string of harsh sounds. I mean, look at that on the screen. How in the world do you turn that into something beautiful and meaningful?
Well, this is where the magic happens. A legendary poet, Kalidasa, was supposedly given this exact line. And what did he do? He transformed it. He built a whole story around it, describing how a golden pot slipped from someone's hands during a joyous ceremony and tumbled down the stairs, making that exact sound. He literally took chaos and turned it into art. That's the whole game.
But here's the thing. This incredible mental discipline, it's not just about poetry and word games. The core principles behind Avadhānam can be applied to, well, pretty much anything.
Over the centuries, this art form has branched out into all these other amazing variations. And each one just goes to show how flexible and powerful a truly focused mind can be.
For example, you've got Ganitāvadhānam, where people are solving ridiculously complex math problems almost instantly. Or Neṭravadhānam, which is basically a silent form of communication using just eye movements. There are masters who can draw a picture based on a poem being created on the spot, compose music, even figure out a message just from the sound of a ringing bell. It really proves that this mental toolkit can be used for just about any skill you can imagine.
And if you think 8 challenges impressive, you haven't seen anything yet. The scale of these things can be just mind-bending.
Some masters have held performances that last for days, even weeks. We're talking about successfully taking on over 5,000 different challenges in one single marathon performance. It's just staggering to think about.
Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question of all. Where does this incredible power come from? What's the secret sauce here?
Right, this is really the heart of the matter. Is this some rare, magical gift that only a few people are born with? Or is it a skill, something that can be trained and developed?
Well, the answer is it's not magic. The best way to think about it is like a highly trained mental operating system. The mind of an Avadhāni is like a super-fast computer that's consciously running a bunch of different programs at the same time, without any of them crashing. It's a kind of focus that's on a whole other level than just, concentrating hard.
And it's all built on a foundation of a few key skills. You have Dharana, which is that unwavering concentration and memory. Pratibhā, which is that spark of creative genius. Dhairya, a deep sense of patience and calm no matter what's going on. And of course, Shāstra-Gnāna. You have to have a deep, deep knowledge of your craft.
And all of this leads to what I think is the most powerful takeaway from Avadhānam. The real reason this ancient art is so relevant for every single one of us today.
When you boil it all down, Avadhānam is this spectacular reminder that extraordinary focus isn't a gift for a chosen few. Just like this quote here says, every single one of us has the beginning of it, a tiny little beginning of this capacity inside. Most of us just don't cultivate it. So really the question Avadhānam leaves us with isn't, can my mind do that? It's, am I willing to do the work to train it?